Hey everybody, welcome back to my modern homestead. I'm so glad you're here. Just in case you don't already know, my name is Janet. And today is our first installment of Holiday Meal Prep Made Easy. Y'all, I'm gonna make the holidays so easy and seamless for you. Just trust me, follow along, and you can do it with me. So today, just to give you a heads up, it's cornbread and biscuits for our dressing. We're getting those ready, putting them in the freezer until later in the week. There's a lot of talking at the beginning, but stick with me just because I'm trying to explain to you what to do to help yourself get through the holidays with no stress, no mess, no fuss, no fret. You ready? Let's go. I don't know what time you'll be watching, but here it is early morning. Excuse my sleepy eyes. I've had a couple of sleepless nights. My baby has been on a cruise in bad weather, and I lost contact with him and the family he was sailing with, so it's been a nail biter. But I got news this morning that they are back in port. They can't get off the ship yet because of the weather, but they'll be home sometime today. Hopefully that weather will clear up. But y'all, I had a little trick I wanted to share with you just in case you want to take some crazy out of your holiday. This is something I started several years ago. Let's see what the date is on this one. I don't have a date on it. This was from 2017, and this was not the first one I made. But this is what I want to share with you. It's a little trick I've learned that saves me so much time and so much franticness. Is that a word? A franticness in the kitchen around the holidays. So let's take a look at it. But before we do, please y'all, don't think I always have my act together. I don't. Even with this little trick I'm going to show you, I don't always get it right. And that's okay. It's just a guide to try to help cut down on some of that craziness. Now, I'm not saying this is the only way to do it by any means, but this is just the system I found that works for me, and that's kind of my point today. Just find something that works for you. So this is what I've got laid out to do today, but let me show you this really quick. When I made this, I was hosting family. Usually family would always come to my house, but we've moved and Mama's passed away. Things are a little different this year. But I had to have something to help me so that Thanksgiving Day wasn't such a nightmare for me, because I was doing most of it on my own at my house. And I made myself a schedule. It started with the first week in November and went all the way through Thanksgiving Day. Now, I learned to spread dishes out, prepare what I could ahead of time, and on each day I had listed what I needed to do. The very first thing on my list was to make homemade cranberry sauce, because who wants Thanksgiving dinner without cranberry sauce? And just a little note, I hate store-bought cranberry sauce, but when I learned to make my own, oh my goodness, night and day difference. It's delicious. Anyway, just sometime before the Thanksgiving madness, I make sure to have my cranberry sauce done, and we're actually going to do that. If you want to see that, we're going to try to make it tomorrow, because today I'm working on something else. Now, the Friday before Thanksgiving, this was when I had to do a bigger turkey. If you're doing a turkey that's 20 pounds or more, on Friday before Thanksgiving, take it out of the freezer so that it has time to unthaw. Store it in your refrigerator. I'm doing a smaller turkey this year, so I'm actually taking it out on Saturday. I could probably get away with Sunday, but we're doing Saturday to be on the safe side. Now, the second week of November, make biscuits and cornbread for the dressing and freeze those. And that's what we're doing today. It's the Friday before Thanksgiving. It's not such a crazy year, so I have time. I'm doing that today, and cranberry sauce tomorrow. Monday, I used to do a recipe for dough for rolls that I would make, but I'm not doing that this year. My Monday is actually free this year because I had to make a different little schedule. I just kind of modified this one. On Tuesday, make herb butter, and so on. It's just a little guide to help you figure out what you can do. ahead of time. But let me show you this part. This is what I love the most. My every year recipes that I do are on this side. So I'm not constantly having to pull out a recipe book, find directions, and this helps me in my shopping before Thanksgiving. I can look at it, see what ingredients I have, what ingredients I need. That is my biggest tip for you. Figure out what you can do ahead of time. Have your recipes all together. On this side, I put my menu, and on this side is my grocery list. And I even have it divided up by aisle, so I'm not crisscrossing the store constantly trying to find something. So anyway, that's a lifesaver, y'all. I can't express that much. I actually have this on a blog post of mine. I will post the link down in the description box for you so you can take a closer look if you need to. But this is the schedule I have for this year. I was supposed to do the biscuits and cornbread yesterday, but I was so worried about my son and the family he's with that I was late picking up part of my ingredients. So I actually moved it to today. And then I'll move the cranberry sauce till Saturday. I was going to can collards, but I already have some on my chef can, so I don't need to do that. So that way, that left me room to do my cranberry sauce tomorrow. Now, one other little tip. Don't drive yourself mad trying to do everything homemade. Make the most important things to you homemade. Cut corners where you can. This year, I have gravy just in case I just don't feel like making gravy that day. Now, I do like to make my own, but hey, I'm human. I'm not opposed to making things easy and quick. So today, let's start on the cornbread for the dressing. But not only the cornbread, I also use biscuits. Some people will use loaf bread, some people saltines, but the way my family always makes cornbread is with biscuits. The dressing is with biscuits and cornbread. This actually still has cornbread on it from where I made cornbread the last time. So anyway, the important part about the dressing is to make the same amount of biscuits as you have cornbread. So what I do is I take my cornbread pan, and then I line the cornbread pan with the biscuits. That way I know I have the same amount of biscuits as I will have cornbread. And then I'll transfer these to a pan to bake them. And it doesn't have to be exact. When these cook up and fluff up, it will be the same amount of bread as cornbread. Cornbread. So anyway, let's move these over here. I've got my oven already preheating. And as soon as that's done, we'll get these cooking. Okay, the oven is preheated. We'll throw this apron on, and we're going to stick the biscuits in the oven and get the cornbread going. Y'all, I can make this cornbread in my sleep. I make it all the time. It's so easy. You can do it. I promise. All right, 20 minutes and they'll be done. Alright, let's get it going. Y'all are not going to believe how easy cornbread dressing is. We're going to mix that up Wednesday, so y'all come back if you want to see. Oops, I don't believe this. Yes, I do. So y'all come back Wednesday if you want to see us put the dressing together. I'll actually cut up all the ingredients Tuesday that go in this, the celery and the onions. So all that will be ready to go. So see, y'all, it's just about taking little steps each and every day so that by Thanksgiving you have very little to do and it's a nice, enjoyable day. All right, first step, grease your pan well. And y'all do not use a boxed cornbread to make cornbread dressing. That is too soft, it has too much flour in it. Those mixes are more like a cake. I use a self-rising cornmeal mix, and I use 2 cups, so it's 8 of these little scoops. 1, 2, 3, 7, and 8. And you don't have to be exact. You just want to make sure when you put your grease into the cornmeal that you have enough that this is crumbly looking. And some people are going to be so grossed out by this, but y'all, my family's done it since they've been my family. We just get some grease, about that much. I would say the size of a large egg, maybe a little more. And that's what I always start with. Every now and then I'll have to add a little more, but usually that's enough. And we get this all crumbled up in here, we'll add the milk. And I don't use a measurement. I go by, sorry y'all, I just go by the look of it. You don't want it to be soupy. Some people do like it soupy, but I don't. I want it kind of in between soupy and thick. Does that make sense? See how it gets crumbly? You don't want any super large pieces of Crisco left in there. You just want little crumbs. Not super fine, but no big chunks either. I'm so specific, right? Welcome to Southern cooking. You know what I didn't get out was my milk. I got all these ingredients out last night, so it would be ready to go when I was ready this morning. Let me grab the milk. If you've been around here a while, you've seen me make cornbread dozens of times. Cornbread is, to me, is like Brenda Gant's homemade biscuits. You know, you get a lot of new subscribers, and they don't always go back and watch videos, so sometimes it's okay to repeat things. Okay, get it about to there, then I'll add 1 egg. This is a farm fresh egg, right out of the coop. Well, not from this morning, I got it out yesterday. It was a tough shell, it didn't want to open. Alright, and I just take my egg and start mixing it in, breaking it up really well, and mixing it really well. And at this point, you just add the milk as needed. See, that's way too thick and dry. Make sure you get down in the bottom, get it all mixed in. If I wasn't doing this for the camera, I would go even faster. I'm trying to slow down. Don't have to be in any hurry. The biscuits still have to finish. I used to race myself to see if I could get the cornbread made and everything cleaned up before my oven got preheated. In my old oven, it was a lot slower. It was easy to beat the oven. This one heats up too fast. All right. Here we go. That's about the consistency I like it. Some people like it thinner. It's all preference, y'all. And I've always mixed it with my hands. Y'all, you're going to cook this at 425 degrees in this cast iron skillet. You ain't got nothing on your hands that's going to survive that. And your hands will wash when you're done. So there we go. And while I'm waiting on the biscuits to finish, I'll go ahead and clean up. Sorry, that's the coffee pot, not the oven. I'll get this cleaned up and then throw this in for another 20 minutes or until it's golden. Not too golden. You don't want real done cornbread for dressing. That's it, y'all. You got the first step to Thanksgiving all done. Look, y'all. I've still got 10 minutes left. I'll walk y'all over here so you'll see. Excuse me, 9 minutes. 9 minutes left. I've got cornbread made. I've actually got it cleaned up. It's pecans for later, for our pie. See, there's not even anything in my dirty sink. It's that easy, y'all. I promise. It really, really is. It's that quick. And that's what this whole video is about. Make it quick, make it easy. I could use some better lighting in here, couldn't I? While we're waiting, I thought I would give you some more detail about the schedule. On Tuesday, I have chopped the veggies for the dressing. I'm going to put the turkey in the brine. Y'all, this is the best turkey, I promise. My husband used to do the turkey every year until I tried this one year. It makes all the difference in the world. That's why we take our turkey out early. Well, that's not really early. You should do that whether you do the brine or not. But you're going to put this in a brine on Tuesday, or the turkey in a brine, y'all. And I'm still debating potato salad. A holiday is not a holiday without Mama's potato salad. And this is our first time of having a holiday without her, and I just don't know that I can not make potato salad this year. But if I decide to make it, I'm going to make it Tuesday and put it in the refrigerator until Thursday. And then on Wednesday, we're going to cook the sweet potatoes for our sweet potato souffle. And I'll let them cool and put them in the refrigerator. Then I'll make the herb butter that we're going to rub on the turkey. And I'm going to make the dressing, but I'm not going to bake it. I'll put it in the refrigerator until for the next morning. And then I lay out all my dishes I need for like the sweet potato souffle and the macaroni. And I put all the drying shelf-stable ingredients in those dishes, so that's one less step I had to take on Thursday. And of course, Thursday, you're going to be cooking everything. Now, I even went so far as to make a schedule when I made this one for my whole morning, and it has served me well. I'll have to modify it a little bit this year to accommodate the dishes we are doing or not doing, but it will follow this basic timeline. So y'all, so easy. I hope I'm getting it close enough. Y'all can take screenshots. But don't forget, put your go-to recipes that you need every year on the other side. And I'm going to be making them with you all week long. So y'all stay right here and we'll get this done together. Quick and easy. I promise I'll make this painless. I was just looking at my recipe for the dressing, and I did forget to mention that you always want to make your cornbread and your biscuits at least, excuse me, at least one day ahead before you make your dressing. You never, ever, ever want to use fresh cornbread and fresh biscuits. You want them stale. So that's very important, regardless of what day you do it. Wanted to give you that real quick. Okay, y'all, biscuits are done. Now, I know I can hear some of you already. Those biscuits aren't brown. They're not done. Y'all, the edges are done. They're golden. You can probably see it in this light. But this is important. Just like your cornbread, you don't want your biscuits really brown and hard on the outside. You want them just done. And these are. The sides have already split. They've opened up. And they're done, I promise. And the dressing, I keep saying dressing, I'm sorry. The cornbread, we're going to do the same way. We're going to cook it until done. We don't want that, and I'm a lover of that really brown, hard, crisp outer edge and crust, but not for the dressing. We're going to get it just done enough. So, in my oven, it's going to be about 20 minutes. So, just keep an eye on it. All right, here we go. Cornbread is done. What I do is take my cornbread, flip it out onto a plate, and then I stick a knife under the edge just so that it doesn't sweat too bad under there. And once this is cool enough, I'm actually going to sit it on this cooling rack, and then I'll leave it and the biscuits until this evening. Then I'll wrap them up and put them in the freezer. So there we go, y'all. So easy. This was the first day of our holiday meal prep made easy series. So we got the cornbread and the biscuits done for the dressing, but don't forget to come back tomorrow. Y'all, I'm not kidding you. I'm going to show you just how easy homemade cranberry sauce can be. It's quick, it's easy, no sweat, no fret. It's so much better than the store-bought. But hey, if you don't have time to make cranberry sauce, remember what I told you. Make it easy on yourself. Just buy it. So that's tomorrow. And I've got to clean out the refrigerator. Heavens, I won't bother y'all with that. So anyway, thank you guys so much for joining me. I hope to see you again tomorrow. You know I love it when you come and spend a few minutes with me. So until we meet again, may you be blessed. Mwah. Love you guys.